reduced. Not that you can see because grass isn't turned on. Yeah, you see this is almost ready to harvest. This is depleted. No grass there at all. Same as this one. So it's like it's already been cut. So that grass has gone for feeding the cows. So we're not in dire straits on the cows at the moment. However, we do have a little bit of an issue in that that's a finite resource. So if we can load up the trough, that grass will regrow and provide us with an emergency buffer later if we need it. Okay, let us see if I can get the bit at the top. This might not be too easy. I might miss bits. I'm going to miss a lot here. Oh well. Now, baling tractor isn't... Oh, full grain tank. Let us... Okay, you're stopped. Let's send the worker home. Let's stop the blinky lights and let's turn that off. Okay. So that's all ready to be unloaded. We actually did, what, three and a bit rows. That's not too shabby, I guess. And back in here we can get rolling again. And then the last field is across from the entrance to this farm. Again, it's canola. So we're going to have a lot of canola to move. Okay, yeah, this is... I'm trying to figure out what the best way to do this field is now. I think we're good for a minute. I'm going to drop us down to 10. I think the thing with the baler wrapper is you can drop bales on the move, but you have to stop to transfer bales from the baler to the wrapper. With a worker, it stops for both. So that's why it's harder for us to keep it. It's harder for it to keep up with us. Still. I start at the bottom and go up. Okay, I think I know the best way to do this now. He's catching up. And of course the other thing with doing it this way is so much cheaper than a forage harvester. Right, so if I do a couple of... so there's a little bit of a challenge now. If I do a couple of baling contracts, I'll make a ton of money, which is a good thing if I want to buy a new tractor. If I don't want to buy a new tractor, I could do some harvesting contracts, get some grain to put in the silo, the grain mill thing, the place where you make the grain flour stuff to make the bread with. Ooh, that was good. So it's kind of a where do I want to go with things. is I could also buy an upgrade to the bakery to make twice as much bread. Oh, no. Ah. That's... go down here, I'll get straighter. I think that the baler might make that. Maybe. But yeah, we'll get as much of our grain done as possible today. We can do a little bit more tomorrow. I'm killing some of this crop with the tyres on the tractor with these turns. Because like I said, well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not clearing this field like I did it with the other one. So I can get that one cleared, I can mulch it, we can transfer the harvester over to the other field, cut that and mulch that. That's all of the fields we have ready. That's amazing. Zoom out a little bit. So ready to harvest. This one isn't, this one isn't. All the rest of them we own are. So this is canola, this is canola. We'll finish off this one and do that one. Then I can be mulching and spreading manure and all of the other fun farm jobs. But we've got until the end of July to get those done. And they don't need to be done before August because we can't plant anything until August at the earliest. And then again, I may look at buying a field. Okay, that's that bit done. I think we'll take this row. And then my plan here is I will bale up the field and then we'll bale back down. We'll end up coming off the end of that row and be ready to depart. I can drop all this off. We'll have to haul the bale or the cart back to the other farm, empty the barley, then come back and empty the harvester's canola. Then I'm kind of done with jobs for the Deutz. Well, I could hitch that up to the bale collector. Go and do stuff with the grass. There's all the jobs, but if we get as much done today as possible, we'll be able to contract a little bit tomorrow. Sell the perishables on 3. And then start working towards... I honestly don't know when the soybeans are going to be ready. I suppose we can look on the next pass. When do soybeans happen? Calendar. Soybeans are not until September, so we have, once all these the last of the canola fields is covered, we can plant canola in August, grains in September, and that's the point where soybeans. We've got 2 months to do things other than working our fields. So no hurry to get the manure down, no hurry to what else do we have to do? Mulch and we don't cultivate, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff between now. September is our next busy month, and that's when we can start planting. We can use the Massey Ferguson with our current planter. We can start, or we can finish off the harvest. I'm thinking soybeans will be ready because we try and plant as early as we can in the planting period, which means they're ready to harvest as early as they can be in the harvesting period. And I need to find some more fields. I could buy that field in front of us. That's another barley field. It would seriously add to our supply of things. Whole crop silage. I don't know. So many choices. Okay, we come back this way, we go back that way. No, actually we do end up by the entrance to the field when we're done with this. Mr. UPS driving by. I still haven't seen the snow moving trucks yet. Not that I have anywhere to go today, so things are good. Okay, down to the end. Not try and avoid doing adjacent rows with this kit. The baler's a little bit longer than the Deutz, and the John Deere is a little bit bigger than the mower width. But for the most part, very happy with the purchase we made this year. The manure truck, kind of not so much. The problem with the manure truck is it's still too heavy for the John Deere. So we'd pretty much have to spread manure from that end of the field to that end of the field, with possibly a problem along the top there where it hooks back up as a sort of a ski ramp. Same problem with that field. The John Deere cannot run the manure spreader at a good clip when it's full, in spite of the amount of horsepower it has in excess of what's needed to run it. We could spread manure at 1 mile an hour, but we will use up a lot of it in a very short period of time because it's not metered when you're driving. So you kind of want to be going downhill with the wind behind you. Actually spreading manure, you probably want the wind in front of you. But just going downhill would be advantageous because you're spreading at operating speed rather than less than operating speed. Okay. It's a lot of bales along both sides of that narrow strip. So I don't know if we're going to make it. Obviously, we're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to take the Deutz round and do the corners on the bits that got missed. What I think I might do is unload the mowing kit. Actually, yeah. Not even sure how close we're going to be to having a full bale at the end of this. I really need to get that feeding robot up to speed again. That's done. Yeah, that's done. And the last bit. Yay! I'm not going to use GPS here because I think we're going to have a little bit of a bendy path between all these bales. However, it does look like we have distance between the bales on the two adjacent rows that we can make this without hitting anything. Okay, Massey's on the bale. No, on the header. That would be fine. Okay, and I did notice I did miss a slight bit of barley up at the top there, and I am really not going to bother with it. It's such a small amount. Anyway, let's break, turn that off. We can lift that up. We can fold it. That is the mower system done with. I'll pull forward and we'll park this up there for a minute. Go and find this dude. Okay. Worker off. That's all collected. I'll turn that off. We'll tidy up the John Deere. And I do not need GPS on anymore. So I'll turn that off. Okay, I will wash the mowers. I think we might not be done with them for the day, for the game day. But it really depends on what I'm going to spend, you know, what I decide to do. Do I want more grain or do I want money? Money is baling contracts. Oops. In which case we'll go with John Deere and the other tractor, the Deutz. Oh, I did. What's the horsepower requirement on this? 150, yeah. So T6 or a Maxim would work on this, on that baler. They might struggle a little bit. Obviously, the Deutz has about Leasing costs 2,000. Yeah, we just hit a waypoint on something. Very careful. Okay. I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Drop that. Oh, go backwards, dude. Seriously, go backwards. Thank you. Okay, that's the mowing done. For now. So potentially we're probably not moving on from today. We've still got a little bit of our harvesting to do. And potentially there's a little bit of variety for either the rest of today or July 2, where we do a little bit more either harvesting or mowing. Of course, I could drop the barley here, but really most of everything's at the other farm. If we say we've got the grain bins, we've got 4 grain bins at both farms, so long as we aren't... It's kind of when we get to 5 crops harvested that I will start spreading it around. Yeah, this is further away from the grain mill, but yeah, well. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I suppose the other thing to look for is if a grain truck turned up, I could buy that for moving stuff from the farm to places like the grain mill or whatever. We'll just use the tractors as field grain carts. Back here with this, actually we're staying with this, aren't we? Of course I want this. I need to stick with it. I was thinking I could go and do a job with the Deutz, but really we need to get back to the other field, unload the harvester, so it can get moving, and then I can do all the odd jobs with the Deutz. And 3, 2, 1, gone. Back to the other field. Because the Deutz, we have the baling to finish, or the corners to pick up. It may end up as whole crop that we lose, however, the other way to look at it is it's a buffer for any baling contracts that we end up doing the other way. So we'll see. How's the diesel on this? We're doing fine with fuel, so yay. Unfortunately, I have to sit with the harvester while all the engine runs. And it empties. Okay, you can turn off. There we go. Engine on and empty. So, as soon as this is emptied, we'll stick it back on the worker. We'll finish it. That's a lot. That's a lot of bales. I'm happy. That's a good number. And yield on that field is much better than the grass field because it is. Because the dirt's better. It has the better of dirt. Anyway. 219. Go. And off he goes. Okay, we can turn that back on and go find green bits. So the deal, I mean, part of the deal here is if we get a T6 or a Maxim with 175 horsepower, they are going to struggle hauling this baler practically full up a hill. Which might not be the bestest of things. But I don't have any way around this there. There's the little pit of barley that we missed. Ooh, and we did it. Full bale. Okay, so there is nowhere near enough more whole crop to finish this off. I will collect what we missed because it will add to the next bale, even if the next bale we produce isn't whole crop. Of course, as I said, there's the option to buy that field there. Although it's not actually that big a field looking at it from here. I mean, you look at how far that goes down and how far that goes. Not brilliant. This was definitely a better field to buy. We did. Okay. Sneak around there. Oh. What's that bit? And I'll loop around the top here. Deliberately not looking at the number of bales we've made, although really there is not another bale to make here. So, oops.